does the scouters say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right.
Hello and welcome to another video of PhantomWorks teaching animation shit. I don't know. I need to make a series out of this. I know we have like a Chill with Phantom series, but I think this series is like a teach animation series. And yeah, that's kind of what it is. I don't know. I'll eventually make a little tiny playlist of this just like animation series. But anyways, getting into it, welcome to how to do a shaking motion or angry motion. Now this was suggested by I'm a total douchebag. Hold on, wait. Because I can't remember. It is by Manga-kun Kuniku. So thank you, Kuniku. Manga-kun Kunikun. Thank you very much for the suggestion, and we're gonna hop right into it, because this may be a tiny bit long for a tutorial video, but I want to give you a thorough explanation so you'll be able to get your best foot forward when you make your own animation of somebody powering up. So to get the gist of it, and I might be able to copy and paste his comment somewhere on the video. If I don't hate me for it. But he was basically saying, how do I draw somebody powering up in an animation? Like, how do I go about doing that? So first we're going to look at a few examples. I have 4 of them, and I'm going to talk maybe during or after, however the fuck it ends up going. But first I'm going to look at the example that he was thinking of in his mind. He was envisioning of just powering up. So we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan whenever he's going against Cell, and he basically powers up and everything. I just want to show you kind of the atmosphere as well as just how he looks and stuff. So I'll turn it down so you can hear me. Okay, cool. So as you can see, he's powered up. He has an aura around him, and not only the aura, it's kind of interacting with his with the atmosphere around him. So you see his own little aura, and then it's almost as if the friction from his aura is lighting up the atmosphere around him. So it creates this static electricity. So that's one way you can show somebody is kind of overwhelmed with themselves in power, and they actually just, you know, you see a serious face, kind of a serious stance. You see Cell, he's shocked, he's taken back by what he's looking at, surprised of what he's done. And I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z for some reason, why he's powered up. So that's 2 versions. You have Cell being shocked, and you can't forget the facial expression that he's making. You see Gohan's serious face. He's powered up. It's just a good scene. It's a good scene. You see his hair moving. Electric is still sparking everywhere because he hasn't powered down yet. And you have a carefully executed motion of just sliding. Now, there's another shaking motion of just Cell. Everybody around there is also shocked. Now I'm going to pause it right there. Okay, so what we saw was basically, we saw Gohan, here, we'll play that back in mute mode. So what we basically saw was Gohan, he was powered up, or he is powered up, and Cell is being shocked from this power. So that's that's something you want to think about. Not only somebody powering up, but the opponent that they're fighting needs to be nervous or just shocked from whatever they're doing, because otherwise it doesn't give the viewer as much shocked. Like, of course, the viewer is probably going to be shocked if they didn't see this coming of a character turning into this monstrous, like, very strong character. But at the same time, if somebody inside the anime is also shocked, it's also just giving the viewer even more, but just like, whoa, taken back, like, wow, everybody's shocked. Not just me, but everybody inside the anime is shocked at this, and that's the feeling that I'm looking for. So, and I'm going to expand on that too, because that's a really good way of showing how people influence, how story characters influence the main character of the scene, and making it look like, whoa, they're super badass. They're even more badass than we thought it would be if they were just alone being shocked and stuff. So if you ever have any, like, if you have any additional characters that you have in your story and stuff, you definitely want to, you know, you want to put them in there, showing their shocked face as well as everybody else. So you're giving the viewer the ultimate experience that you can, the best experience that they can get out of your animation, so they get just like, whoa. And let me see how long I've been talking about that. Okay, I've been talking about that for a while. But yeah, basically that sums it up. You want to use different characters to emphasize how special this moment is, so the viewer just gets even more shocked as well. Okay, so the next scene I want to do is from S. Cryed. I'm going to put all these titles in the description, so you guys know exactly what anime I'm talking about, in case you want to go look and study on your own and stuff. But this one's from S. Cryed. This is another version of powering up that I thought was interesting. And why I'm doing this from year to year. So Dragon Ball Z came out pretty old, you know, pretty old school. And S. Cryed came out after that, and it's pretty old school too, but it's a couple of years after. And I'm telling, well, I guess I can tell you now. What I'm trying to achieve is basically giving you, because of course, definitely the badass animes, you want to make sure you keep those relic animes in your head, because those are the old school. They knew how to do it. Like, you definitely gotta know your olds, but as the years progress and stuff, like, you have to remember what time zone you're in, what time you're in, and what animations are being used now that are working. So that are not only working, but it's the most popular demand. Because if you're making animations from something that was really old school, of course people are gonna, you know, respect people who've seen that before, who are old school, respect it. But the newer people, the newer viewers, they're gonna see it and think it's cool, but not as cool as, you know, some of the newest techniques that have been taken out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the S. Cryed video.
You know, you might want to bring out your altar now. I'd really hate to beat you without it. So, kid, you want me to bring my altar out, huh? Well, it's your lucky day.
So as you can see, the main character is being cocky. And I'm trying to show you scenes that don't spoil the anime, so you can, like, watch it on your own later. So you could see what they're using here is not so much the character being powered up or moving a lot, but the environment around him. There's little blocks of stuff just coming out of the ground. I won't tell you why that's happening, just in case you want to watch the anime. And they're making the character glow. So it's almost essentially the same thing as the aura thing that's going on, but he's also using environments around him to show that his power goes beyond just him. It grips stuff from buildings and ground and shit. And then the next part I'm going to show you, this is probably the last part I'm going to show you, the main character powering up, because there's two versions of that I wanted to show you. As you can see, you can't really see his power glowing or anything, but you definitely see the wave in the atmosphere as if it's growing. So it's growing in his hair, it started on his clothes, just waving around, and now you can see the glow. So you clearly know he's powering up, he's transforming. And he's way stronger than he originally looks. I thought this was a really badass scene. But there you can see he's powered up. I'm sure you guys want to see what the fight looks like, but I can't give that away. I can't give it away for you guys. This is a really good anime. I hope you guys watch it sometime. But yeah, we're going to go back. We're going to flick back over. And I'll talk over it to explain again. Okay, so basically, and if I explain it before it gets to that part again, then yeah, awesome. So basically, you saw him. He was powering up, the evil guy. He powered up. Things around him started taking blocks out of places, and just shit was going crazy. And the main character still staying still. And actually, I just noticed his face is making. He's like, oh, I'm out of the way. But you can see the main character. He kind of knows what's going on and stuff, but he's not so much making a shaking motion, but he's definitely standing around and just like he's ready for whatever comes. So that's I think this is the best example of powering up, because you could either power up to where terrain around you, terrain meaning just like ground and rock and shit and mountains, it's just crumbling down from your power up, or you could just make a simple, everything's kind of easy flown through. You could see he's just kind of calm, he's collected, but you definitely see he has some type of mysterious power, and it gets you hyped up to see what's next. So I think that's a really good example as well. Next, we're going to be doing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I think this is a really good scene inside there. This really brings it down to earth. Now I know Full Metal Alchemist kind of has powers because they're using alchemy, but most of the stuff that's done in here is down to earth powers. So they're using, when I say down to earth, they're using like powers that, you know, aren't too unattainable by man. So they're using their strength, their fists. They're using alchemy, which is something that was invented and actually practiced in the human world, our human world. So without further ado, we'll watch it. Now I won't tell you what led up to this, just in case you guys want to watch the anime. But I definitely want to show you this. So this is another example of the terrain. We're going to see the terrain. We're going to see him just being angry. So this is a dual example of terrain anger and powering up, and the actual anime character powering up. I thought this would be a good example because we didn't really see them together of just one person doing it. So you see him being angry, him just throwing shit, just like, and then at the same time we have, just like when we were looking at the Dragonball Z, we have characters that we care about and just like background characters rooting for the main character as he's powering up. So it's also powering up us, like as the viewer, we're going, yes, that's freaking awesome, holy crap, kick his ass, Ed. Like we're all rooting for him. So that's a really good mashup example of not only terrain powering up, the main character powering up, and everybody around him just giving him amplified, just kick ass. And I'm going to show you this last scene where it gets to the end right there. You showed the bad guy, he's really pissed off, but he's losing. He's done. He's losing. He's going out. And I think this last scene is actually something you should see. So I like that end part where he's just angry. You see how angry he is. So that's another part of powering up and shaking and stuff like that. You definitely want to show when he's angry, he's just upset kind of power up, or he's basically like he's calm, he's collected, he knows he can win kind of power up. You know what I'm saying? So the next fight that I want to show you guys is, if you haven't even seen the title yet, I'm hoping I'm not showing you the title before I even show these. It's going to be Boku no Hero Academy, and this is the most recent 2006 power-up, boom, example I can think of that's relatable to a lot of people that have seen it. And this also is a non-spoiler, because this is like episode 3 or something. So we're going to show this part that I like in the scene. That's basically him powering up. So he's really nervous. He's about to go in. He's saving somebody right now. And he's using his feet and his legs to push himself off. So you see a stance. It basically pauses for about half a second to show the animations in between. Now notice that on his arms and his veins, nothing's really moving too much. It's just the animation around him. So you have glowing effects of veins on his arms, and then you have you had him just sliding up there. Hold on, wait. Everything went a little fast, so I'm going to show you exactly whenever we play it back on quiet. Okay. So basically what I was trying to explain, so you know how his veins were lighting up? They didn't use anything really animating besides that, and they had the character sliding across the thing. So what they basically did was make a big screen of everything, and then they just slid that big screen through for that animation. So nothing really moved, but it gave the illusion of everything just moving and flowing at the same time. So it really cuts down on your animation time, so you can just, you know, stick to really important, just like this. This is a real, that little grip was animated. They made sure to have that ripped of the shirt flying off there. And then right here, they just had little black effects of just, you know, motion going through there. So you can see him powering up and he's getting closer and closer. And then boom, Troy Smash. So boom, that's a really good example, and let's hop into the drawing. Or you know what, actually, there's going to be this version. I think this is going to be part 1, and then part 2 is basically going to be the drawing. Yes. Maybe, I don't know. You know me, guys. But awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it.